is called a swamp cooler. It was one of the old original air conditioners that you could buy in a Sears store, Ward's, any hardware store.
This car was built to be a quarter-mile car, so the car runs 1020 ET at 130 miles an hour.
So you make it from stoplight to stoplight pretty well, don't you?
Yes, yes.
I'm the oldest one here, I think.
The oldest, huh?
I'll be 86 in January.
86 in January. Wow. And what year is this car you're in now?
1930.
1930? Model A.
Model A 5-window coupe.
Americans have long been in love with their automobiles, and it's no different up here in northern Minnesota, where car enthusiasts take old cars like this and restore them into beautiful pieces of northern tin. Come along with me while we meet some of these car enthusiasts and the cars they have crafted back into these beautiful pieces of northern. What you brought here tonight?
This is a car that I've owned since 1962. It's the very first car I ever owned. My dad bought it for me when I was 12, and I fixed it all up and drove it in high school and parked it about.
But you weren't driving at 12 though, right?
No.
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 Okay.
Although it was a running driving car when we bought it. Had a cut off pickup body on it. Used to make a lot of cars into trucks.
Oh really?
Sawed off, and put a wooden box on the back. I put a different body on it. Fixed everything up. And my mother did the interior. First car I ever did any body work on. It's been a lot of fun.
So tell us a little bit about the Northern Tin Club.
Northern Tin Club. I wish I could tell you the year we were organized. We're probably 20 years or so ago at least. Pretty active club right now. We've got about 50 couples in the club. We meet every week. Go out for dinner, pizza, hamburger, whatever. Year round, of course, just in the summertime we got the cars out.
A 1939 Chevrolet, and we took off the rain gutters, custom-made running boards. There's a stamp molding that runs along the side of the car stock. We cut that out completely, removed it. We had this stainless milled out of a solid piece of stainless bar stock. Contoured it to the car, filed the ends, and actually bolted it to the car. So, the rear fenders have been tipped, raised, flushed with the rear quarter panels. They're totally changed. There isn't really anything on the car that hasn't been changed.
Oh, wow. Looks great.
Thank you.
How many coats of paint are on that? I can see myself coming from a mile away.
Lots and lots of paint. Well, I don't know how many coats exactly, but they painted it. Hand rub it, paint it some more. It's got a lot of paint on it.
Joined Northern Tin, I think, about 1983, and well, that's when we bought that 40 Plymouth Coupe. So we've been in it quite a while.
So how did you find the Northern Tins?
Oh, everybody in town knew about Northern Tin.
Okay.
People are doing, and it's an excuse to get out every Thursday night and do something. Go
get some
eat.
food, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Eat. This is the glory of street rodding. Wherever you go, you make friends with other street rodders. And, I mean, we've got really good friends in South Dakota and Illinois and Wisconsin, and sometimes that's the only place you see them is at these car shows.
Sure.
See, and we look forward to seeing them. They're looking for you, and one thing another, and it's just a real great thing. We were both in there on our hands and knees putting that headliner in, and oh man, it was quite an experience.
And you sewed a lot of this liner?
Well, she sewed some and I sewed some.
Both of you.
Yeah. But it was a joint operation.
I guess I've been street rodding now for 15, 20 years. I guess I used to be a drag racer, of course, like a lot of guys. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a number of different cars, a Nova with a big Chevy in it, aluminum heads and injectors, and ran on alcohol and stuff. And of course, ran at BIR and different drags, drag strips around the country. Then I guess I decided to get into street running because I always had old cars,
So you're not dragging anymore?
I'm not dragging anymore. No, I gave it up. About 15
Does that mean
now.
you slowed down?
No, no, I
okay,
haven't. No, I
right.
haven't.
I just had to check.
I guess I probably slowed down, but never grew up, I guess. Still cruising car club out of Staples.
Okay.
And of course, we do cruise and we do go to a lot of shows, back to the 50s in the cities. And we cruised, went to Yellowstone and went to Black Hills and went around Lake Superior into St. Ignace.
Oh, really?
And
with this car here?
with this and other ones I have.
Okay.
And this last fall we went to Kansas City Speedway. They had it, I think it was October or so. They had a show down in Kansas City. So
Okay.
the wife and I jumped in the car and drove down to Kansas City and had a good time. Met a lot of people.
I purchased this car in 1978.
And what car is this one now?
It's a 1970 Shelby GT500. It has a 428 Corvajet engine in it, and it's rated at 335 horsepower. I drove it for 1 year, took the car apart, and then I
Take it apart, what do you mean?
just took it completely apart.
Oh, really?
And then all the doors and the fenders and the hood and everything, it was right down. I took the upholstery out and pulled the motor and took them completely apart. And then rebuilt the motor, and then I do my own paint work, and then I painted the car in my
Wayne Hansman from Little Falls,
Little Falls, okay.
president of the Lone Eagle Auto Club.
Okay, so how long has the Lone Eagle Club been around?
We've been in existence for right around 30 years now.
Really?
Yep,
It's a long time.
long time.
And you were telling me before that you're one of the originators of the club.
I am one of the originators of the club, so-called charter member. There's still, I think we have a dozen or so members that are still around with us today.
So what's made you stick with the club so long?
I guess it has to do with enjoyment of cars and the hobby. Yeah.
Made a few friends along the way?
Lots of friends throughout the state of Minnesota and even Wisconsin. You make friends all over the place. You go to their shows, they come to yours, and you start recognizing them from year to year. So, yeah, it's a great time.
So tell us a little bit about the events that you host.
We have our car show in the fall. It's in conjunction with arts and crafts here in the area. Our show now is running right around 500 plus cars.
Well, this is a 1961 Chevrolet Bel Air two-door hardtop bubble top.
Bubble top, what makes it a bubble top?
The term bubble top comes from the shape of the back window. The shape of the back window is shaped like a bubble sitting in the back seat. You have glass over the back seat.
So this is obviously restored, right, to original shape?
Yes, it is. I've had the car since 1984, and it is restored to original. It's original color, original interior, and tried to keep everything as original as possible.
What keeps you in the club?
The cruising and the
people.
fellowship. Have a real good time, and we just like cars.
Now the food doesn't hurt either, does it?
That doesn't hurt at all.
Okay.
As a club, we even meet throughout the winter and go to different restaurants in the area and just get together and talk about cars.
Stephen Valinsky.
And you are?
Mark Valinsky.
Okay. So we're here, you guys are rather young car members here, huh?
Yes.
And how old are you?
I'm 15.
15?
17.
17, okay. And what do you own?
I own a 1963 Dodge Custom 880.
Wow.
1966 Mercury Comet 202 Sports Coupe.
Okay.
Well, it's a 1952 Ford pickup truck, F1. And this is called a swamp cooler. It was one of the old original air conditioners that they could buy in a Sears store, Ward's, any hardware store. You put water, or if you got hunks of ice, you can put in here. As you go down the road, the wind blows in here and blows inside the cab, and it cools you off. It actually works better down in Arizona, Nebraska, where the humidity is a lot less than what it is up here in Minnesota. The reason they call it a swamp cooler, because if you don't drain it, it smells like a swamp.
Oh, great.
It gets a little rank on you.
I bet. Well, sitting out in the sun just basting.
Yeah, that's why in Minnesota it's like blowing air from your radiator in, because the humidity is so different. But it does work. It does work.
Where'd you find it?
I was going down to buy some garage project down at Menards in St. Cloud.
Okay.
And I saw it alongside the road.
Oh, really?
So I drove by and looked at it, took the number, and I called the guy. And we came to a very good price, and
it was yours.
And it was mine.
Now tell us about the bag you have hanging on the side here. What's this?
Oh, this is one of the original bag that they used to carry water in when they, a lot of times down south going across the desert, they'd fill it up. This is the old original flax water bag. And you put water in there, and if your radiator got hot or low, you take it out and you pour it in your radiator. I use it like if I want to put water in the swamp cooler.
In the cooler.
I was down at a auto show down in Little Falls, and the guy that I bought it from, his kids came over and asked how the truck was running and everything. And I says, running good, and asked if the horn still stuck, because every time you would turn the steering wheel, the horn would beep.
Oh, really?
And I says, no, I got all that fixed. And he said, well, did Dad ever tell you the story on that? And I says, no. Well, it turned out that there was 3 prisoners in Morrison County Jail that went to their place and stole the truck. And they heard the horn beeping as it was going out. So then they called the cops right away, and it got into a high-speed chase going down the highway, I guess 900 miles an hour in this old flathead. And that was why it overheated, because they had, now I figured it out why, that they had
overran it too hard.
Ran it too hard and got a little hot, and I thought it was water pumps, because this has 2 water pumps. It's like two separate motors in it.
Oh, really?
And it turned out that the head gaskets were a little bit cracked, and the more I drove it, the more they cracked, and that was the problem. Since then, I replaced the head gaskets, and I haven't had a heating problem. So it was kind of a story about, here prisoners broke out and stole an old truck, and the reason they knew it is because the horn was going off. Otherwise, they wouldn't have even known the truck was gone.
My name is Butch Lenzen.
Okay, and this is your car?
This is my car.
Yeah, what year is this?
It's a 1934 Ford 3-window coupe.
And very painted up, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a pretty busy paint job on it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Some wild flames on there.
Yes, flames are, just belong on street rods, I guess, huh?
They do.
Yeah.
So how long have you had the car?
I've had it for 3 years. I bought it down at Nationals 3 years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
406 Chevy small block in it. And it runs on nitrous oxide.
Oh, it does?
Yes. This car was built to be a quarter-mile car, so the car runs 1020 ET at 130 miles an hour.
So you make it from stoplight to stoplight pretty well, don't you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think some offspring are going to want this vehicle, aren't they?
Yes, I have a 27-year-old son and a 24-year-old daughter, and my daughter's got a 70 Monte Carlo that I brought back from San Diego back in '96 when she graduated from high school. So, yeah, they're pretty avid car kids. Yeah, I'm very lucky that way.
Yeah. What was your first car, by the way?
My first car was a 1951 Ford Victoria hardtop. Yeah, I was 17 years old when I bought that car. Yeah.
So how many cars have you owned, do you think?
This here is number 140.
You're kidding me.
No, I would not kid you. I'm pretty proud of that.
140
yes.
collector cars?
Exactly. And I can document that because I have a photo album with the exception of about 8 cars where my mother didn't have film in her camera. So I wasn't able to take pictures of them 8 cars, but yes, I have pictures of 132 cars, yeah. This being number 140, yeah.
Which car club? I know there's several here in town.
Northern Tin. We have a lot of fun. Gets our wives together with it. Makes a good turnout.
Is your wife here tonight?
Yes, she is. Sitting over there under the tent, keep it cool.
What car is this?
This is 1968 Camaro. It was a good car. This is our second one we've owned. We bought a new one in 1968, a white one.
A brand new one off the showroom floor?
Brand new. Really? I sold it in 1972 and it was a bad mistake.
And you regretted it ever since?
Yes. And it took us a long time to find another clean car. I got the 462 fueler heads with stainless 8-series Manley racing valves and Z28 springs. It's got the Street Dominator intake and a 600 Holly that's been remodified to take the rest of the horsepower and an off-road Corvette camshaft. So it does run fairly strong. I can't tell you what the actual color of the paint would be in the end here. Because one person says it's black at one time, the next one says it's blue and red. But it's got mixtures of colors, and I do have all the paint codes on it, so anybody wants to look at it, you're more than welcome to. A lot of people ask me what color, and I can't really tell them because it looks gray one time and black the next time.
My name is Ron Matich.
Okay, and you're connected with the car club. What are you going to show tonight?
Yeah, but in fact, I'm one of the founding members of the Street Mercantile Club.
Well, tell us a little bit how that happened.
Well, there's a few of us guys that decided we wanted to, get like Saturday night rod runs going and things like that. Everybody that started were virtually all real car oriented, and of course it was back in the muscle car era.
Oh yeah.
We were in the 70s, and everybody was driving 68, 69, 70s, some of the older, 66 models. So everybody had that car fever and loved that horsepower. Everybody has their favorites, and one thing about this car show, it's what we consider a show and shine. It's where everybody gets together and whatever tickles their fancy, anywhere from could be some of the brand new high performance cars to all the way to right behind us here is a 1932 Model A. That's all original.
So tell me now, you were saying you've been in this a long time. What has kept you in it?
Well, friends and interest in automobiles. Like I say, our original meetings were in Sub Morehouse basement, and that was like 1972 was when it all began, and then from there it just mushroomed out.
How many members do you have today?
We have approximately 40 members.
Tell us about this. Is your car?
Yeah.
What's this?
It's a 34 Ford two-door sedan. It's got the original suicide doors. The car, the body itself is all 100% 34 Ford.
Really?
The grill,
Same paint?
same interior.
Got a good deal on the paint. They
Yeah.
held up great.
This paint here is what they used to call Emron. It's hard as nails.
You're Tom Thompson?
Yes.
Okay, and why don't you tell us about your car?
It's a 1944 Deluxe two-door sedan. I've had the car for 18 years. Originally it was black. It had a small flathead motor in it. And then I painted it yellow after a while and had it Corvette yellow. And paint now is a custom mixed blue. 355 Chevrolet in it, or 350 board 30 over, 350 horse cam.
Your name is again?
Herb Fox.
Herb Fox. And so they tell me you're the young spring chicken here at the car show, huh?
I'm the oldest one here, I think.
The oldest, huh?
I'll be 86 in January.
86 in January. Wow. And what year is this car you're in now?
1930.
1930? Model A.
Model A 5-window coupe.
Bruce and Mary Payne.
Okay.
From Brainerd.
From Brainerd. And I take it you're in the Northern Tins?
Northern Tin Car Club.
Yeah. Okay. And what year is this one?
It's a 32 Buick. It's probably the cheapest Buick they made in 1932. So.
Really?
Yeah, this is a little business school.
Yeah. Doesn't look so cheap right now.
Actually, my favorite one is our 57 Cadillac convertible because I can really drive that one.
Oh.
That's a driver car. This one I get a little nervous driving it.
How come?
I don't want to put a ding or a scratch or a...
Oh. He's not going to get mad at you, is he?
Nah.
No. Want to tell me a little bit about the car and where it came from? It's got quite a history. I know Ron's going to help you out here, huh?
Yeah. This car, it's a Brainerd car, and I mean it's really a Brainerd car. This is one of the old bread trucks from Brainerd. Larry Roller, he built this. He started working on this in 1969, and this car was completed 1971, I believe.
So was it like a white bread truck? I mean,
yeah, it was
white or something?
It was green, I think it was. Yep. In fact, this was pulled out of the slough area over on 13th Street in Brainerd. It was buried in mud and swamp grass and.
Come in two pieces.
Two pieces? Like what?
Behind the door, back, and front.
I remember them digging out. I think it was. Canary grass and cattails and
like
everything else. Yeah, I mean inside and I mean everything. I mean it was buried about a foot in the mud. In fact, it was probably more than that. There was only 30 of them in 1930 that were used. This is one of them. And usually, you know, because they were used for work, when they were usually finished with them, there wasn't much left of them.
It is obvious that street riders and old car restorers love their automobiles. These auto enthusiasts have formed many friends and auto-related adventures as they strive to build beautiful pieces of Northern tin. Thank you for joining me, your host, Kevin Edwards, as we explore the collector car clubs of northern Minnesota. I would like to end this program with a final look at some of the exciting hot rods and collector cars we affectionately refer to as Northern Tin. I came up with the Northern Tin Project because I've been involved with street rods and restoring old cars for a long time. And there's just lots of people there and lots of interesting stories, and so I've always thought it'd be very fun and interesting to go out and just tell those stories and talk with people and have them tell about their cars and any other story they happen to have with their cars. I went to multiple car events, and all throughout the summer, all over in the state of Minnesota, actually all over in the whole country, there are car events going on where local clubs will put together car shows, And what that is, they just come together, they show their cars. Sometimes they actually give prizes and trophies for cars. It's usually kind of a People Choice Award. And then they do a variety of activities. There are some where they actually camp out overnight. There's others where they have food there, where they have hot dogs and oh, you can never identify a favorite car. There are just so many, and each car is actually there's so many unique things about the cars as you start learning more about the cars in depth, and what the people have gone through to restore them. Some people really put a lot of effort into the paint jobs. Some people put a lot of effort into the mechanical parts of the car, the motor, the running gear underneath them. And some just have had the car since they were, growing up, since they were kids, and they've just been with them forever. And so they have a very almost unique relationship with their car. So all those things influence the way I like cars, and I find something about almost every car I see that I like.